It's been happening for years. Death by a danger found in homes across the country by the millions. But corded window blinds are still sold in many stores. ABC 6 investigator Brooks Giroux questions what's being done to keep your family safe, all to avoid what you're about to see in this very frightening video.
Can you feed the other baby some cereal?
In this home video from 2002, mother Nikki Walla records her kids playing. At first, when she turns to walk into this room, she doesn't even notice her 4-year-old son, Gavin.
Gavin! Gavin! Gavin!
Then, in a panic, screaming for her husband, all after realizing and seeing her son hanging by a window blind cord wrapped around his neck.
I actually didn't have any memory of what happened from that point on.
It was while she was on the phone with 911 that Gavin gasped for air, breathing again and crying.
He's crying, he's making noises.
Can you breathe? I look at it and, to be honest with you, it's always unsettling to me, seeing me in the background there.
Gavin is now 17, going to school and working at this pizza shop. He's one of the lucky ones.
It can happen very quickly, and when it does, it's often final.
Tracy Meehan works at the Research Institute at Nationwide Children's Hospital.
No.
She says nearly one child dies every month in the U.S. from window cord strangulation, and many more are hospitalized. Is that alarming to you?
It is, especially because this is something we can prevent.
To avoid strangulation and death, the Window Covering Manufacturers Association set a safety standard in 2012. Something the entire industry follows today. It calls for tension and hold-down devices for continuous loop blinds.
Keeps it taut.
Exactly.
Toggles or cleats to tie up pull cords. And warning labels on the outside of blind boxes. These features, Gina Reeser says, protects her business and her customers.
Will the blind factory ever stop selling the ones with the cords?
No. There's no reason to. There's too many people who need a corded blind.
But some argue that safety standard doesn't do enough to protect children.
In an instant, our life was changed, all because of this.
Sally and Jim Reese know that all too well.
He was obsessed with parachute guys, G.I. Joe guys, Army guys. He had an adorable smile. He had a little dimple when he smiled.
It was at their Ohio home, summer of 2003. Charlie was 4, playing in a back room. Sally, Jim, and their older daughter were watching TV, and Sally was pregnant with twins. So Jim went to check on Charlie and made a horrifying discovery.
I just saw him by the window. I didn't realize what happened.
The Reeses think Charlie jumped off a couch, pretending to be a paratrooper with the cord tied around his neck.
He was purple. His lips started to turn purple.
It was just hard. And then the paramedics came and started to work on him some more.
He was flown by helicopter to a Cincinnati hospital, but Charlie didn't make it.
I definitely feel like I lost my best friend that day.
Charlie's older sister, Grace, remembers that tragic day even 12 years later.
It was so weird because I went from being, the older sister to being an only child.
There will always be a hole in my heart.
Parents are not to blame for this hidden hazard.
Consumer Product Safety Commission Chairman Elliot Kay was startled by case after case. He's pushing for a new mandatory standard that would ban blinds with cords. That would require regulatory action and cooperation by the industry.
I'm counting on them to do the right thing.
Today, a wide variety of blinds are made and sold. Some have added convenience and safety features. That includes more expensive cordless ones.
You can also do Roman shades in cordless.
If a corded blind is chosen, custom blind companies are required to install these cleats in your home. But then it's up to the parents to actually use them.
We went shopping and bought this corded blind for $5. It has a safety warning label. The cordless option was $15, and it also has a safety warning label, something it doesn't even need. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says that creates confusion.
One of those products is safe for children and one is not, but you would never know that by looking at the box.
Documents show the industry took aim at the proposed ban on corded blinds, accusing regulators of not knowing the industry and calling the analysis flawed.
She's wrapping the cords.
Until then, Kay worries children will keep getting strangled.
We want to end the uncertainty and we want to end the deaths. And the way to do that is to only have safe products on the shelves.
Because of that product, you know, we no longer have our child. Yeah. Just calling my little Charlie Bear. Just give him a big hug and tell him I love him.
Cordless blinds, of course, cost a little more. The industry says banning corded ones cause people to keep older, unsafe blinds. It also says the elderly and those with disabilities need cords. Manufacturers insist deaths and injuries are going down with an increase in education, Bob.
You know, it's funny, Brooks. I got a blind the other day, and it came with all of these different warnings on it. And
Warnings
was that
everywhere.
really necessary? Well, obviously, we see it's very, very necessary.
Sure.
Is that the extent of the education we get from manufacturers?
Well, warnings, as you saw, are on both the corded and cordless, even though maybe cordless doesn't need them. But you can also look now, the industry is doing something different. They're putting the Best of Kids sticker. It's a new program to try to encourage parents to pick up the ones that are safe for kids. Now, some other manufacturers have taken it a step further.
Okay.
Target and IKEA have already taken these off store shelves. They're only selling cordless, and others like Walmart, Home Depot, and Lowe's have pledged to do the same over the next 3 years. But as you can see by this press release from 30 years ago, we've been talking about it for decades, and now we have 3 more years we have to wait until some of these products are off store shelves.
So the bottom line is, if you're a parent, you're going to have to spend some extra money, but boy,
Sure.
it is worth it to go with the cordless.
Absolutely.
And you're not done with this yet.
No, we aren't. We've been working in collaboration with ABC News, and Brian Ross picks it up tomorrow night. You don't want to miss a special investigation on Nightline, deadly delay, children at risk. It's really a story every parent needs to see.
It really is. Brooks, glad you're doing it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.